were counting stars like they were weight, talking about dreams, it wasn't too late. Every promise felt so real, every touch was something I could feel. We said forever without a doubt, like love was something we'd figured out. But forever slipped right through our hands, like words we didn't understand. We held on tight, afraid to fall, built our heaven on paper-thin walls. I thought love would always last, didn't know almost could hurt this fast. We were almost forever, but never again. So close to something that felt like the end. We had the future right in our hands. Now it's a memory I don't understand. Almost forever, still breaking my heart. One step away from falling apart. We were everything we could have been. Almost forever, never again. Your jacket's still here by my door. I don't know why I keep it full. Maybe I'm scared of letting go of something that felt like home. We learned each other's quiet pain, but never how to stay the same. Love changed us in 1,000 ways, then left us lost in separate days. I replay nights we stayed awake, wondering what we should have changed. If timing was a little kind, would you still be mine? We were almost forever, but never again. A perfect lie we believed in then. We had the fire, we had the flame, but love alone couldn't make us remain. Almost forever, still hurts the same. Saying your name like a whispered flame. We were everything we could have been. Almost forever, never again. Maybe in another life we meet without the fear inside. No broken plans, no wasted years, no what ifs drowning in tears. We were almost forever, and that's what hurts the most. Being so close to never letting go. I don't regret loving you then, I just regret how it had to end. Almost forever, still echoes when I close my eyes and count to 10. We were everything we could have been. Almost forever, never again. So here's to love that almost stayed, and lessons learned the hardest way. I'll carry you, but I'll move on from almost forever to never again. We were standing at the edge of us, close enough to almost touch. Every word felt unfinished, every promise felt like dust. I felt your heart but not your stay, heard your truth but watched you fade. We were right there so damn close to something we could never hold. I gave you pieces of my soul, you gave me reasons to let go. We spoke in maybes, lived in doubt, loved in whispers, not out loud. We almost loved, completely lost, paid the price without the cost. So near forever, then it's gone. A quiet end we didn't want. I reached for you, you let me fall. No one won, we lost it all. We almost loved, but that was all. Now I'm completely lost. I replay nights that never end, conversations we defend, trying to save what wouldn't stay, begging time to turn away. You looked at me like you were torn between the past and moving on. I saw goodbye behind your eyes long before the last goodnight. We tried to fix what wasn't whole, called it love but lost control. We held on just to break apart, mistook the fear for heart. We almost loved, completely lost, built our hope on fragile thoughts. We said someday, not right now, and somehow lost each other out. I gave you all I couldn't save, you walked away to be okay. We almost loved, but that was all. Now I'm completely lost. Maybe if I loved you less, or loved myself just a little more, we'd still be standing here, not counting what we're broken for. We almost loved, completely lost, but I'd still choose the pain it caused, because for a moment you were mine. Even if it ended out of time, I'm learning how to stand alone in pieces that you used to hold. We almost loved, but that was all. And now I'm learning how to let it go. So here's to love that almost stayed, and all the words we couldn't say. I won't forget how close we were. Almost loved, completely lost. I walk the streets we used to know, every corner whispers low. Your shadow follows every light, even when I try to say goodnight. We said goodbye like it was kind, like letting go would heal our minds. But every step I take alone feels closer to you than moving on. tried new rooms, new days, new skies, still find you in my quiet nights. Funny how the place I roam feels less safe than being alone. Goodbye feels like home. Every time I let you go, I keep running from the past, but it's when my heart goes back. I've learned to live on my own, but your absence feels well known. I don't know where else to go when goodbye feels like home. I packed our memories in a box, left them by the door unlocked. I swore I'd finally set them free, but they keep waiting here with me. I meet new faces, different names, but none of them say mine the same. No one knows the shape of you, the way your silence felt like truth. I laugh, I talk, I play along, but healing feels so painfully long. I build my life with walls of stone, still every crack leads back to home. Goodbye feels like home, like a place I've always known. I tell myself I've moved ahead, but I still sleep on what you said. I'm learning how to be alone, but loneliness feels overgrown. I don't know where else to go when goodbye feels like home. Maybe home is just a name for the pain we couldn't save. Maybe love doesn't let go, it just learns to live as ghosts. Goodbye feels like home, not warm but familiar. It hurts but it's my own, a place where tears remember. I'll keep walking on my own till this ache stops calling home. But tonight I'll let it be. Goodbye feels like home to me. So if you hear my voice alone in words I never sent you home, no, I try to leave you free, but goodbye still lives in me. You were my first place to belong, the voice that told me I was strong. I learned your silence before you realized her goodbye hiding in your eyes. You held my hand, then let it go. Taught me love, then taught me no. Every promise felt so true until I learned goodbye from you. You smiled while your heart walked away. I stayed pretending I was okay. I didn't know what leaving meant till you left without defense. I learned goodbye from you, from the way you slowly changed, from loving words you used to say that never felt the same. I learned goodbye from you before the final words were said. You left while standing next to me, and that's how my heart bled. You taught me how to feel alive, then how to hurt and still survive. You built a home inside my chest, then walked away without a mess. I stayed awake to save all nights you slept through all our fights. I beg for truth, you chose a view where I learned goodbye from you. You called it space, you called it time, I called it losing what was mine. We spoke in calm, we screamed inside, two hearts breaking side by side. I learned goodbye from you in quiet rooms and closing doors and unfinished I love yous that couldn't ask for more. I learned goodbye from you, not from leaving, but from stay, from feeling you drift away long before you walked away. Maybe one day I'll thank you for every tear you never saw. You showed me how to let things go by, teaching me how hearts fall apart. I learned goodbye from you, but I learned strength there too. How to stand when love is gone, how to carry on alone. I loved you more than you ever knew, and losing you changed my truth. I didn't learn to say goodbye, I learned it from you. So if I leave without a sound or walk away before I'm found, no, I'm not cold, I'm not untrue, I just learned goodbye from you. We met when my heart was still a mess. You were healing, I was a wreck. Two broken clocks trying to align, different roads, wrong state of mind. You needed space, I needed proof. You needed calm, I needed truth. We wanted love, but not the same. That's how timing lost the game. I tried to hold what needed air. You tried to love, but couldn't stay. We weren't wrong, just unaware that hearts don't always heal the same. I loved you at the wrong time, with the right heart, but a restless mind. If I'd met you when I was whole, maybe I wouldn't have lost you so slow. It's not your fault, it's not mine. We just crossed paths out of line. I still love you, I won't deny. I loved you at the wrong time. You saw the best and worst of me, my fears, my doubts, my jealousy. I try to change, but love can't rush. Growth doesn't bloom on a push. You were strong, learning to let go. I was scared of being alone. I held on harder, you pulled away. We felt the end before the day. I asked for more than you could give. You asked for peace, a way to live, two good hearts, one bad design, caught in the cracks of time and lines. I loved you at the wrong time, said the right words but crossed the line. If if life had slowed, if I had known, I would have loved you better grown. It's not regret, it's truth. I find love needs the right place and time. I still feel you when stars align. I loved you at the wrong time. Maybe someday, years from now, we'll meet again, different somehow. No heavy past, no open scars, just two healed hearts under stars. I loved you at the wrong time, but you taught me how to try, how to lose, how to survive, how to keep love alive. If loving you was my mistake, it's one I still choose to make. Even now I won't deny I loved you at the wrong time. So here's to love that came too soon. Under the wrong sky, wrong moon, I'll carry this and let it go. Timing broke us, lose didn't. If letting go had a sound, it would be the quiet after you. Not the crash, not the pain, just the echo of what we know. Your name still shakes in my chest when the night forgets to move. I'm learning how to breathe again in the spaces left by you. Held your hand through every doubt, but love slipped out without a sound. Some goodbyes don't say a word, they disappear and still they hurt. If letting go had a sound, it would break me slowly. Not a scream, not a cry, just silence holding me. If letting go had a sound, it would say your name, fading out in empty rooms till nothing feels the same. I packed away the things we were, like fragile dreams in cardboard boxes. Every memory feels too loud. In a life that's learned to pause, I walk past places we once stayed, like they don't recognize my face. I'm moving forward in my steps, but my heart's still out of place. I don't chase you anymore, but I hear you in the floor. Every step you used to take still lingers in my wake. If letting go had a sound, it would haunt the dark, a gentle lake, a fallen note that lands inside my heart. If letting go had a sound, it would be so small, the kind of pain you learn to hide because it doesn't fall. Maybe healing sounds like this, a quiet strength, a soft release, not forgetting, not erased, just learning how to coexist. If letting go had a sound, it would fade with time, from broken chords and missing beats to something close to fine. I'll always hear what we once were, but it won't pull me down. If letting go had a sound, it's quieter now. as if letting go had a sound. We started slow and all at once, like midnight rain in early months. Every smile felt hard to fake, every promise easy to make. We said forever like it was light, like it wouldn't fade with time. But clocks don't care about our plans, they just keep moving hand in hand. We try to hold what couldn't stay, watched our colors drift to gray. Not all endings come with signs, some love just runs out of time. This was a love that didn't survive time. We grew apart while holding tight, still loving you, still saying fine, pretending we're both alright. It wasn't hate, it wasn't lies, just two hearts changing sides. This was a love that didn't survive time, but once it was yours and mine. Your voice still echoes in my head, and things we never should have said. I see you in familiar places, different lives, familiar faces. We learn to smile through the pain, call it growth instead of blame. But every step that led us on took us further from where we began. We didn't break, we slowly bent, till love became a past tense. No one wrong, no one to blame, just seasons we couldn't change. This was a love that didn't survive time. We stayed too long, we left too late, still holding on to old signs while learning how to separate. It wasn't fire that burned us down, just embers fading without a sound. This was a love that didn't survive time, but once it felt like forever was found. Maybe if we met again, different hearts, different skin, we last longer, we'd be fine if love could pause the hands of time. This was a love that didn't survive time, but it taught us how to try, how to love, how to let go, how to say goodbye. Even if it didn't stay, I'm thankful for every line. This was a love that didn't survive time, but it still lives inside my mind. So here's to us and what we had, the good, the hurt, the sad. Not every love is meant to last. Some are memories of the past. We held on tight like love was all we had, believing hearts could fix what life made sad. We built our dreams on words we couldn't keep, said we were strong, but cried ourselves to sleep. We fought the world, ignored the signs, thought love alone would beat the time. but every promise slowly bent, till hope was all we had left. We tried to heal with open scars, pretended we weren't falling apart. I gave you all I couldn't say, you gave me reasons not to stay. Love wasn't enough to stay, no matter how hard we tried. We said forever every day, still watched our future slowly die. I loved you more than words can say, but love can't stop the pain. We didn't leave because we failed, love just wasn't enough to stay. We learned each other's darkest fears, turned them into wasted years. Every silence felt too loud, every tear we wouldn't allow. I stayed when leaving felt like truth. You stayed afraid of losing two broken hearts, one open door. Neither knew what we were fighting for. We begged for time, it slipped away. Watched us turn to yesterday. I reached for you, you pulled away. That's when love began to fade. Love wasn't enough to stay, no matter how deep we fell. We tried to hide the cracks away, but hearts don't heal in broken shells. I choose you still in every way, even knowing how it ends. But sometimes love just can't persuade two souls who reach the end. Maybe in another life where pain doesn't rewrite our lines, we'd last longer, we'd be brave, if love was enough to stay. Love wasn't enough to stay, but it was real, it was true. I learned what letting go would take by losing parts of you. We didn't quit, we didn't run, we stayed until there was no way. I'll always love what we once were, even though love couldn't make you stay. So here's to us and what we tried, to all the nights we survived. I'll carry this though you're away. Love wasn't enough to stay. We used to talk until the morning. Every word felt warm and alive. Now silence sits between our voices, like something neither of us can fight. Your laughter faded into breathing, short replies, a tired smile. I felt the distance growing closer. Every time you said I'm fine, nothing broke. No door was closed, no final words, no heavy tone. Love didn't end in anger or fire, it just grew tired and alone. Love went quiet, softly slipped away. No screaming fights, no words to say. It left between the nights we slept and all the things we didn't say. Love went quiet, piece by piece, in missing calls and broken peace. I stayed believing we were still there, but love was gone, it went quiet. We shared a bed but dreamed alone. Same old room, different worlds. You stopped asking how I felt. I stopped asking if you were hurt. I watched you turn into a memory while standing right in front of me. I held on tight to what we were, afraid of what we'd be without it. I kept the hope you couldn't hold. You kept your heart somewhere unknown. We didn't fall, we didn't fight. We just stopped feeling in the light. Love went quiet without goodbye. It left behind a hollow eye. I heard it in the way you spoke, in every promise that you broke. Love went quiet, slow and still, like a fading song you feel. Not gone at once, not torn apart, just gone too soft to feel like heart. Maybe love doesn't always leave with shattered glass or burning streets. Sometimes it fades like a tired sound until it's no longer around. Love went quiet and I stayed, trying to hear what used to stay. I kept listening for our song long after love had moved along. Love went quiet, but it was real. Every touch, every feel, just because it didn't stand alone. So if you ask me how it ends, I won't say we fell apart. I'll just say love went quiet and took the noise from my heart. We stood on dreams we hadn't earned, said forever before we learned that love needs more than holding hands, more than promises we planned. We carved our names in fragile days, believed in words we couldn't say. Every hope we tried to defend led us closer to the end. We built a future out of now, ignored the cracks, ignored the doubt. We swore this fire would never end, but fire burns the hands that bend. We broke where forever began, right at the edge of who we were. So close to more than we could stand, too far from knowing how to love. We held on till we couldn't breathe, called it fate, called it belief. But we broke where forever began, in the place we swore we'd never end. We learned each other's quiet fears, turned small fights into wasted years. Every silence felt like war, every door became unsure. We loved like a loss was far away, like time would never make us change. But hearts don't grow the same in pain, and love can't promise who will be. I tried to stay, you tried to leave, both afraid of disbelief. We were brave but not prepared to save a love that needed air. We broke where forever began, in whispered vows and shaking hands. We had the future in our sight, but lost ourselves trying to fight. We gave our all We gave our best, still failed the test. We never said we broke. We're forever beginning, loving you more than we can. Maybe in another time, with softer hearts and calmer minds, we'd last beyond the words we said, beyond the lines where hope once bled. We broke, we're forever beginning, but I don't wish we never tried. Some love is meant to understand, not meant to last, but meant to die. You were my almost, my again, my always that reached the end. We broke, we're forever beginning, and learned what forever meant. So here I stand, with open hands, where forever once began. I let you go, though part of me still breaks in that memory. We said forever like it was easy, like time would always be kind. We held on tight to simple dreams, thought love would never change its mind. Your hand felt safe inside of mine, your smile felt like home. But slowly days began to fade, and we were less alone. I felt you slipping night by night, still hoped we'd be okay. Some goodbyes grow in silence before words find their way. We didn't last, but we were real. Every moment, every feel. We tried our best, we tried our all, still watched our heaven fall. We didn't last, but love was there in every breath, every prayer. Just because we couldn't stay doesn't mean we didn't mean everything. We talked less but felt more pain, smiled just to hide the cracks. I stayed hoping things would change, you were already looking back. I learned how quiet hearts can break without a single sound. We stood so close, yet miles apart, before you walked out. I begged my heart to understand that love can end this way. Not every story needs forever to be worth the pain. We didn't last, but we were true. I gave my heart, I gave it to you. We fell apart, we lost our way, but love was real, at least that day. We didn't last, but I still know you were my place, my almost home. Some love is meant to fade too fast and still be loved, even if it didn't last. Maybe in another life, with softer nights and better time, we learn to stay, not say goodbye, before love learned how to die. We didn't last, and that still hurts, but loving you was never wrong. I'll carry you in quiet ways long after you're gone. We met like spring in borrowed time, warm enough to feel like mine. Every smile felt so alive, but storms were waiting in the sky. We held each other through the cold, pretending summer wouldn't go. We built our dreams on changing leaves, not knowing love could freeze. I tried to bloom where you were tired, you tried to burn when I expired. Two hearts growing out of tune, under the same fading moon. We loved in the wrong season, when hearts were meant to stay. We called it fate, we called it reason, but time just washed us away. We gave our best, but not enough to make the timing kind. We loved in the wrong season and lost each other in time. Sounded like the sun, but I was already undone. You wanted roots, I wanted wings, different kinds of everything. We waited for the weather to change, but love can't pause the hands of fate. Every step we tried to take only widened the escape. I stayed for hope, you stayed for fear. Neither knew why we were here. We wore our hearts like winter coats in a place that never froze. We loved in the wrong season, too early or too late. We tried to fight the reasons, but love can't negotiate. I still believe what we once felt was real, was true, was kind. We loved in the wrong season and left our best behind. Maybe in another year, with clearer skies and less to fear, we bloom the way we were meant to. If seasons loved us too. We loved in the wrong season, but I don't wish it away. Some love is meant to teach us before it fades to gray. You were my warmth and borrowed time, my decline. We loved in the wrong season, but I'm glad you were mine. So here's to love that tried to grow in soil it couldn't hold. We loved in the wrong season and learned to let it go. We fell in love without a plan, two hearts running before we stand, chasing dreams we couldn't hold, believing love would never get old. Late night talks, empty streets, broken rules, tangled sheets. We said forever like a game, not knowing forever needs more than names. We tried to grow too fast, too soon, under the same fragile moon, holding on and pushing away. We didn't know the price we'd pay. We were too young to stay, too wild to know what love would take. We meant every word stay. But hearts like ours were made to break. If I knew what I know today, I'd fight harder, I'd learn to wait. But we were too young to stay, and too in love to walk away. Your shadow's still in every song, every place where I belong. I smile like I've moved on, but your name still pulls me back alone. We argued over little things, silent wars, invisible strings. I loved you in the wrong way, with a heart that didn't know how to stay. I wasn't ready to be strong. I thought love would last this long. We burned too bright, then faded gray, like summer nights that slip away. We were too young to stay, too blind to see what love would break. We tried to find a better way, but time just pushed us both away. If I could rewrite yesterday, I'd hold you closer. I learned to change, but we were too young to stay, and too afraid to feel the pain. Maybe in another life we meet when time is right. No fear, no pride, no mistakes, no hearts we have to sacrifice. We were too young to stay, but old enough to feel the scars. You were my best mistake, my almost, my falling star. Now I've learned along the way, some love comes just to fade. We were too young to stay, but I'm grateful you knew my heart. So here's to us and what we were, a love that felt so sure. We didn't lose, we just grew late. We were too young, too young to stay. I stay when the signs were clear, ignore the truth I didn't want to hear. I call it love, I call it hope, but every day was harder to cope. You said my name like it was old, like something you outgrew and sold. I felt you slipping through my hands, still I pretended I could stand. I kept the door wide open still while you were already gone. I held the pieces of your heart like they were something strong. There's a moment you don't forget, when holding on much more the regret. I loved you through the pain and loss, still loving you became the cost. I begged my heart to just be strong, but staying felt so wrong. I didn't leave because I was weak. I left when holding on hurt more than me. I learned to read your silence well, the way you breathe, the lies you tell. You stopped asking how I felt, I started losing who I was myself. We talked in circles, never straight, calling distance just a phase. I waited for you to come back home while feeling lonely alone. I fought for us with tired hands, you watched me fall apart. I stayed too long in a war that wasn't in your heart. There's There's a moment you can't ignore when holding on hurts more. I gave you everything I had while losing all I was. I stayed when love was only fear, when your touch disappeared. I didn't quit, I didn't run. I left when holding on hurt more than love. Maybe leaving was the bravest thing I've ever done for me. I chose the pain of letting go over dying slowly. There's a moment etched in me when loving you stopped feeling free. I held on till I couldn't breathe, till letting go saved me. I'll always care, I'll always know what we were meant to be. But I walked away that night when holding on hurt more than me. So if you wonder why I left, why I chose the broken road, it wasn't lack of love at all. It was love that hurt too much to hold. You were still here, but not with me. Your eyes were somewhere I couldn't reach. You held my hand, but not my heart. That's where the distance had its start. You smiled like nothing was wrong, while I stayed trying to stay strong. I felt the ending in your touch before you ever gave it up. I asked if we were still okay. You said I'm just tired these days, but love doesn't fade without a sign. It leaves in pieces over time. You left first even when you stayed. Your love was gone, just your name remained. I was fighting for us alone, calling a house that wasn't home. You left first before goodbye. I saw the truth in your goodbye eyes. You walked away before you moved, and that's how I lost you. We talked like strangers sharing space. Same old room, different pace. I kept the hope, you kept the door. Halfway open, nothing more. I tried to fix what wasn't fair. You learned to live without my care. I was still choosing you each day, while you were already on your way. I held on to what we had been. You held on to who you'd be. Two hearts standing side by side. to stay when love feels heavy, how to carry someone ready. You left first and I forgive. I know you did the best you could, but it still hurts, it always will, to love someone who left so still. You left first and I stayed true to loving you was all I knew. I didn't leave, I didn't run. You left first and then I was done. So if you ever wonder why I stopped asking you to stay, it's because you left before you walked away. The room is quiet but not empty. Your silence breathes beside my bed. I cleared the space where you once stood, still trip on words we never said. Your jacket hangs like it belongs to someone who might come back home. I close my eyes, but every night your absence still sleeps here alone. I change the sheets, I move the chair, but nothing changes how it feels. Some things don't leave when love is gone. They learn to stay, they learn to heal. Your absence still sleeps here in every corner of this room. I wake up reaching for your name, then fall back into missing you. I've learned to live without your touch, but not without the truth that even though you're not here, your absence still sleeps here. I talk to ghosts of what we were, in mirrors I don't recognize. I wear my smile like borrowed clothes. It fits me wrong, but I still try. I hear you laugh in passing cars, in songs I never choose. I'm moving on in daylight, but nights still lead to you. I tell myself I'm strong enough to let this empty feeling fade, but strength doesn't erase the love, it only teaches me to stay. Your absence still sleeps here, like a shadow in the dark. I've patched the cracks, I've closed the doors, but not the space inside my heart. I don't cry the way I did before, I just feel less new. And every night I'm reminded your absence still sleeps here. Maybe one day this room will change and learn your name is something past, but tonight your memory still knows exactly where I rest. Your absence still sleeps here, but it no longer screams my name. It lies beside me quietly, quietly, like love that learned to stay as pain. I'll let the morning teach me how to breathe without you near. But until this heart finds rest, your absence still sleeps here. So if you ever feel the night and wonder why it feels unclear, know that somewhere in the dark, your absence still sleeps here. Your absence still sleeps here. I hear your name in crowded rooms, in songs I try to skip too soon. I thought time would make it fade, but some wounds don't heal that way. I packed your things, I changed my view. New places, faces, something new. Still every road somehow returns to memories I couldn't burn. I tell myself I'm finally fine, but truth keeps crossing every line. I smile, but it's just rehearsed, 'cause deep inside, your name still hurts, like the first night you walked away. Every letter, every word still pulls my heart back to that day. I've learned to breathe, I've learned to cope, but healing doesn't mean I've let you go. No matter how much time I've learned to spend, your name still hurts when someone says it again. I don't miss the fights or tears, I miss the way you held my fears. The comfort in your careless smile, the way you made the world feel mild. I've tried to love, I've tried again, but every touch feels different then. It's not that they're not good to me, they're just not you, and that's the truth I see. I've moved ahead, but not too far. Your shadow follows where I are. I wish my heart had learned its worth before it learned to hurt. Your name still hurts, like a scar that never fades. I'm stronger now, but still it burns in quiet nights and empty days. I don't cry like I used to do, but silence still reminds me of you. No matter how I play pretend, your name still hurts. Maybe one day it won't feel this way. Maybe your name will just be a name, but tonight it's heavy on my chest, a memory I haven't laid to rest. Your name still hurts, but it doesn't break me anymore. I've learned to stand, I've learned to fall, and pick my pieces off the floor. I loved you hard, I loved you true, and losing you changed what love can do. I'm healing, but the truth still bursts. Your name still hurts, so say it soft, don't say it loud. The name still pulls me back somehow. I've moved on, at least that's what it seems, but pain still answers when I hear your name.